Good evening, everyone. Happy Easter. I almost said Thanksgiving. That's how, yes, that's right, the Energizer Bunny. I'm keeping going. Week 4. I don't know, I have to count how many weeks in a row I've done. I'm not sure. So, Saturday night, I almost said Happy Thanksgiving, because I think that's quite funny. I think that basically as a reflection of where everybody's at. Hey, Jeffrey, good to see you, buddy. I was just wondering if I have chocolate in the house, considering it's Easter, and I remember I did buy a big chunk of Toblerone, so which is nice, you know. I don't know why lately this year I got hooked on Toblerone, but I did. I really enjoy it. You know, pairs well with red wine. So I'm just going to fix up our... Hey, Alp, good to see you. Susan would love to give you a tour of... Susan would give you a tour of TMCC sometime. Well, I don't need a tour of TMCC. I can give Susan a tour of TMCC, but as a member, obviously... I don't need a tour. I don't know. That kind of doesn't make sense to me. Just a minute, turn this off. Okay, there we go. So now I just got to pin my comment. Comments. Huh, where is that? That's irritating. Okay, I gotta find how to pin this thing. Oh, maybe I'll do it on here. Might be easier. Okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, so I lost that comment, I guess. Okay, so I'll have to do this. Sorry, I'm just doing a little housekeeping before we start, because Dave's charity tip jar this evening is going... Hi, Lucy, nice to see you. I remembered your request, Lean On Me. I will play that for you, for sure. Bill Withers, of course. Why isn't this thing allowing me to make a comment? Comments. So that's fine. Some Facebook can be highly irritating. Comment. Come on, let me add a comment. Oh boy. Okay. So, hi Marina, nice to see you. Okay, David Johans. Write a comment. Bang. Made the comment. Now I got to pin it. Why isn't it letting me pin? Okay, so I'll go to this. Facebook makes this not easy to do. So I just want to pin the comment for the charity thing. Oh, there we go. Finally. Holy smokes. What a tedious task. All right, so by pinning the comment, it's at the top. So again, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. And here we are for into my 4th week. Going every night, for doing the Dave's virtual piano bar and building an audience. We have close to 500 people on the virtual piano group, which is awesome. And of course, I would love to build that more. So if you know anybody, please share that. That's why I put those links every day, the reminders. I've stopped doing old photographs because, quite frankly, it was a lot. Hey, Kim Everest, nice to see you. I love that you call me babe. Thanks. I seem a little stressed tonight. I am actually. I got unfortunate news today that they've closed our boat club. And while I believe in social distancing, I do not believe in the rationality of closing our boat club. So I'm going to have to deal with that. I understand that our boats aren't going to be launched. Fine, fair enough. Closing the boat club to everyone so that they can't work on their boat seems dumb. And it's dumb because the boats, if you go down and work on your boat, whoever is there even if the boats are typically 30 to 40 feet long. So if one guy's and they're multi-hull, so they're 15 to 25 feet wide. So using simple math, nobody is going to be within 6 feet of each other. They're more likely going to be within 20 feet of each other when they're on their boat. So that's over 3 times whatever the social distancing guidelines. Yeah, I know. I love Dad's thinking. I am my father's son because the first thing he wrote, you can climb over the fence. Yeah, that's tip, and of course that's the first thing I was thinking. Because the other thing I'm thinking, well, how are they going to enforce this? It's not a municipal bylaw. Yeah, that was classic Dad, Lucy. That's a Martin Johans approach to solving a problem, and I grew up with that approach. Right? It's indoctrinated into me. That's the Johans family. There's always find a way, under, over, whatever works. Yeah. Well, and so yeah, this melody was going through my mind. Yes, I am complaining about not being able to work on my boat, Stephanie. Seriously, I am. And so I'm not going to apologize for that. And because people go up to their cottages, and there's still people working in construction, and there you go. So I respect that we're not going to launch them. That's fine. However, there you go. So I'm going to play you this. This is what's going through my mind as life reflects music. And so I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight and joining me on another consecutive evening of Dave's virtual piano bar. Hi, Paula. And hi to Shauna. And what's really, Andrea asked for us, Peter Hilburn, no we don't. I talk to people on the phone only because who are hungry and need help. Well, Stephanie, and that's why I'm here, right? Because I'm raising money for a charity, Covenant House, so that I can help them. That's why we're all here. So I'm not just playing piano, I'm raising money. And we raised money for the over $600 for the charity for Able Sail Toronto. And now I've decided to also help Covenant House. So we're assisting Covenant. And I'd like to thank everybody who's contributed so far to that. So I've pinned the PayPal donation button at the top, which I refer to as Dave's virtual tip jar. And thank everyone for contributing to that. So if I can't work on my boat, I was thinking, well, I guess the garage is finally going to get cleaned out. You know, or I also want to blow a hole in the east wall and put a window in there to let light into the house. So all kinds of alternative projects, of course, come to mind. I do think eventually this is not going to be a permanent state. So we are going to return to normal. Hey, Kim, yeah, it will be amazing. I should get Kim is a fantastic caterer. If anybody needs catering, I don't know how if you're still operating right now, Kim, and you know, Kim has an amazing catering company. So Kim, put your link up. And so anyways, here's Dave's first, this is my improvisation from the universe. You know, there's major and minor chords. Yin and yang doesn't mean bad or good. We live with both experiences in our life, our state of emotional states, right? And I've been starting every evening with an improvised piece. So this is what is going to be today's. And the cool thing is, hey, Kim, post your link then to your business. Okay, it's called Saucy Affairs. It's wonderful. And so maybe somebody wants to order out for Easter tomorrow. So here is today's melody that actually was percolating in my mind before I sat down at the piano. And whether it's influenced by the closing of the Boat Club, I don't know. There you go. Inspired, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, perhaps a sense of frustration. That was today's opening variation, you know. So I am emotionally, my music is directly emotionally connected to whatever the hell I'm thinking. So it manifests through whatever I'm thinking. I don't know how else to explain it. And I like to share that, you know, right? So, you know, and so I also like, what's the word? So I love playing in darker keys, right? But then I also think about it. If you, and I say this every night, is I grab onto a motif. So I'll explain to you what tonight's motif is. And I never remember them, right? You asked me what I played yesterday. I have no clue, no recollection. What's really cool about this is that I'm recording everything. So I thought this is part of my experiment, is that, and it's a classical playing. It's actually, you can call it classical, but it's a made-up piece. You know, that was just made up as I went along. But what I like is trying to find in the moment a melody, a theme, and then playing with it. So the theme was, of course, it's just this riff, right? So it's very dark. And it just keeps repeating. You know, that's... So, you know... So if you call that a theme, the melodic theme, and then you can put it in a major key. Right? So then you can have a lot of fun with it. And I mean, those dark places are so awesome to dive into. So I really enjoy them. Hey, Brandy Kelly, nice to see you. Brandy just had a baby, a girl whose name I already forgot, who's a few months old now. We talked on the phone this morning. Brandy and Mark, good to see you, and thanks for joining. Is it dark or is it light? Therein lies the question, Gabriella. Good point. Because as I always say, you can't experience darkness without light. So take my shirt, for instance. Would it appear this white had it not been for this dark jacket next to it? So, and if you only were happy in your life, you wouldn't know what happy was until some shit came down your path that you had to deal with, right? And then you'd appreciate happiness a whole lot more. There we go. So that's why, like, I don't know, like, I really dig that, the darkness of that. Like, and that's why I like scoring music, is like, if you think of a theme, like, what is, okay, so think of something dark that's coming to chase you. Like, that's so sinister, you know that's bad. You know, that's not good. That's not a good thing. That's just a cool riff, and it's fun to play in octaves. Anyways, yeah, that's right. There you go, Susan. I love that. Need the dark to see the stars. There's a beautiful metaphor right there. You have to go to the dark side. I am your father, Luke. Great line. Jaws. Jaws was... That was just 2 notes. John Williams. You know, E and F. That's right, Andrea. So the beauty that Steven Spielberg, I think that was his first film. What's amazing about that, if you read about how he put that together, they had a lot of problems with the mechanical robot they created. That hey, Anita, nice to see you. And so the movie became actually scarier by not showing the shark, because they couldn't show the shark because the goddamn thing wasn't working, and basically the fear was created in the music. I mean, a composer can completely, I always say this, is you can take one scene and a composer can change the emotional contour, the emotional direction of that particular scene through the music. You know, if you're playing That's the opening of Jaws. It could be a happy family movie, right? Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. So, but this, your sunny beach, people playing on it, you know. Baby, we got some bad shit coming. The plague. I think he got I think that the revenue stream per note was pretty high on that. You know, if you want to come up with a motif and make a lot of money on it. Hi, Connie. Happy Easter and nice to see you. So my mom went into labor with me watching Jaws at the drive-in. That was Andrea Luff's statement. My mom went into labor with me watching Jaws at the drive-in. So hold it. Your mom went into labor with you? Who is watching Jaws? You can't be watching Jaws if you're the child that your mother's giving birth to. So I'm confused by that. Yeah, another night at the best bar in town, baby. Here we are. So you're drinking red wine? I'm still attempting my Carl and Pat Chernisky for us at 5. Hi, Carl and Pat. So nice you joined us. Yes, I played on your boat in the cockpit in the Bahamas, in the Exumas, Georgetown. I was just talking about you the other night and the great time we had down there. It was a lot of fun. And on my fly fishing experience, when I bragged to that guy that I knew how to fly fish, but I was, clearly had no clue, and this guy was a pro at it. But he was basically very accommodating and took me fishing. That was a great experience. So I'm drinking lemon water. The alkaline. I should call this alkaline evenings. So who was it that asked me for Lean on Me? Somebody did, and why did I forget who asked me? Hey, Maisum, nice to see you, and happy Easter to you. I'm so glad to have you on board. So let me look for this. So tonight's charity, Covenant House, is, of course, a very well-known institution here in Toronto that helps young kids that are homeless and, gives them a place to live and also feed them and get them back on their feet and, educated and, helps. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And now more than ever, these places need help. So happy to help them raise money. And of course, we, like I said, for Able Sail, Toronto, we had raised over $600 to get that really cool seat to get those kids sailing in a boat, because they need specialized boats for the kids. So now, I guess I could start with Lean on Me. Let me find that song. So I've been just practicing. Wake up in the morning and make myself. Here, I'll show you my coffee maker. I'll show you because I like this. Hang on. So, does anybody use one of these? Do you guys use this coffee maker? This is Italian, stainless steel. And you put espresso grounds in this little thing here. The whole thing twists off, and you put the water in the bottom, and then it steams up. So I drink all of that. So I guess it's like having a quadruple espresso. And it's really good. I bought it at Jerry's, what used to be on the... I have one on the boat too, it's smaller as well. Jerry's had one. He was an Italian groceria on the Danforth. And hi, Christina. And apparently you can be able to froth milk in it. So if anybody knows how to froth milk, I'd love to know how to do that. Because apparently I tried it; it was a disaster. So please send instructions. You could post it on our virtual piano bar group, right? So that's where Angelo is attracting more members by posing in his boxer shorts. If you haven't seen that, by all means, check it out. So let's see. Here's a Bill Withers song and he just passed away last week. Very sad. Yeah. So all of these $10,000 in the wall Miele coffee machines. I've tried those. And they're very complicated. It's like, you're at somebody's house, you're trying to run the thing, you don't know where the on button is, and, it's a gong show. There's no buttons on that. You just put water and coffee in it, and I find that tastes way better, and I save $10,000. I don't know if it increases the value of a house if I have that sitting on the stove. So, speaking of houses, I have to mention our sponsor, David Johans. He's a fantastic realtor. And, if you're looking to buy or sell, don't forget that you're always in good hands with Johans. So I'd like to thank our sponsor because you're in good hands with Johans. Looking to buy or sell, get your hands on Johans. There you go. That's our a note from our commercial sponsor, and now back to the show. So, I'm sitting here by myself. It's like I'm talking to myself, right? It's kind of funny. Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let show. So you just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on the brother when you need a hand. We all need somebody, yeah, to lean on. I might have a problem, yeah, but you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. There's a load you have to bear that you can't carry, and I'm right up the road, and I'll share your load. You just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. Yeah, you know I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Yes, lean on me, baby. I said, lean, baby, you just lean on. Baby, you know who to lean on. You just lean on me. Yeah, lean on me, gorgeous. So there you go, Bill Withers. Sean, nice to see you. Christine, nice to see you. Delighted, you said this is the highlight of your day. I'm honored and grateful. It actually is the highlight of my day as well, because this is how I get to connect with people and stay connected to everybody. And as an artist, and you know what, we all artists want to connect with people through their art and affect them and make a connection. So this really sustains me as well, and so I'm happy for that. So thank you for acknowledging that. Jim Plant here. Jim is from the island, man. What island, Jim? Toronto Island or Barbados? Caribbean island? I hope one of the latter. And thank you for coming aboard Dave's Virtual Piano Bar. So Jeanette had actually put an acronym on it. Dave's Virtual DV, Dave's Virtual DVPB. DVPB, I kind of like that. When she sent it, I was like, what the hell does that mean? It was like, oh yeah, Dave's Virtual Piano Bar. Took me a while. So that was our opening song tonight. Lean on me. You know, there's some people need help right now. So from Barbados, man, beautiful island. I've been there, it's gorgeous. How are you doing, Jan? I mean, things are good in Barbados? Are you taking walks on the beach, getting vitamin D, enjoying dipping your toe in the ocean? Yes, it is a great song, Tasha. I totally agree, and nice to see you. I'll just take a swig of my alkaline water. See, the other plank the curve I'm trying to flatten is this curve here. Don't know. I think it's flattening. I think it's getting down. You know, there's nothing. You know, when I was young, I mean, I had that metabolism that I took everything for granted. You know, could eat 4 birthday cakes and wouldn't put on a pound. I remember so hard as a kid. I was always trying to put on weight, and it was impossible. Now, you know, isn't that the irony of life? And then you get older, and you're trying to put it off. Can I play Old MacDonald Had a Farm? Is that in honor of your farm, Lisa? I could play that, but I don't know if I want to play that, you know. So I'll play this other song that I was listening to. I was listening to Tony Bennett sing this today. Broken Arrow by Rod Stewart. Susan, I do not know that one. Jan, you're on lockdown? Lockdown in Barbados. I'd rather be in lockdown in Barbados than Antarctica or something. Body and Soul, that's a good one. I'll see if I have the music for that. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. The radio and the telephone and the music that we know might just be passing fancy and in time may go. But oh my dear, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. In time the Rockies may crumble, Gibraltar may tumble, they're only made of clay, yeah, but our love is here to stay. It's very clear our love is here to stay. Together we're, oh yeah, going a long, long way. The radio and the telephone and the music that we know might just be passing fancy and in time may go. But oh my dear, yeah, our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way, I can tell. In time the Rockies may crumble, the Gibraltar may tumble, yeah, they're only made of clay, but our love, I said our love, I said our love is here to stay. Yeah, our love is here to stay, baby. Our love is here to stay. Yeah, Heidi, I do have my chops down. I'm getting technically better. You know, I mean, I think this is the most I've played in years, consecutively every night. So it's I mean, I love it. What a wonderful world for Lisa Cola. I can play What a Wonderful World for Lisa. Sure. Lisa's living in a wonderful world. She bought a farm. So yeah, she is a farmer now. So I'm just checking messages on Facebook because sometimes people send me requests through here. So let's see. That's easier to read off my phone than it is. Let's see. Nope. That's not a request. Bup-bitty-bup. Okay. So this will be funny. Oh, Stephanie wrote that my statement is arrogant. You know, I love a little, so, wow, how arrogant. Isn't that interesting? Okay, well, everybody has a right to her opinion, and she considered me complaining about the shutdown of the boat club arrogant. So there we go, our first piece of online drama. That means the show's getting more popular. I like that. Stephanie, thank you for sharing your comment on my show that I've created to raise money for charity and connect everyone. I guess I'm delighted to be arrogant. It's also really dumb to get an argument with a guy who has a microphone, just as an FYI. So, Larry, nice to see you. Welcome aboard. The Look of Love, that's a good song. So I'll play What a Wonderful World for Stephanie Wright, who called me arrogant, which other people have called me. You know, I think there's a line between arrogant and confident. So you choose. I just know what I know. Ken, nice to see you, buddy. Microphone and wine. Ken, I'm drinking. I'm drinking. What am I drinking? You'd think I'm drinking wine because I forgot what I drink, but I'm actually drinking alkaline water. However, I hope everyone out there is drinking wine. So let's see. What a wonderful world. Let's find that. I wonder if Stephanie's still going to stay friends with me now on Facebook. That'll be entertaining. Let's see. Ken's a fantastic, he's our broker of record at Keller Williams. A shout out to him. Great guy. He's pulled me out of some lumpy situations, shall we say, and I appreciate, so I applaud you, Ken. You're great. To the point. Doesn't want to talk about any bullshit. Just get the job done, move forward. You know, I like that. I learned from him. Don't focus on the negative. Keep driving forward. Focus on the positive. So thanks for that voice, Ken. It's very good for me. Let's see. What a Wonderful World is what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. So I watched the preview of the movie Dr. Dolittle that's come out, and it looks really good. Who is it? Is it? No, it's not Keanu Reeves. Okay. The guy that played Iron Man is in it, and he. So this song, how's the drinking going, Larry? I'm kind of holding out. I've kind of cheated by having a scotch at night. I have a scotch at Lagavulin, and tonight I had white wine with dinner. Just one glass. I'd say 5 ounces. So. I don't know. How's it going? I don't know. It's kind of going. A slight cheating variation, shall we say? Anyways, Robert Downey Jr. is in this film, Dr. Dolittle. It looks really good. I want to watch it. Anyways, they did such a beautiful job. They used this song as the theme of that movie, as the opening for the trailer, and it's gorgeous. And I love the way they approached it. Lisa has to pee and then she'll be back. Lisa, I'm not waiting. I'm playing it now. Take your phone into the washroom and listening to it there. Claudine, nice to see you. We moved the toilet into the living room, Lisa. That's, you know, when you buy your own place, you can do that. It's a good, that way you can never leave the TV. I see trees of green, red roses too. And I've seen them bloom for you and me. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I've seen skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright, blessed day, the dark of night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They're really saying, yeah, baby, I love you. I've seen babies cry, I've seen a lot of them, and I've watched them grow. They'll learn much more than you and I. And I think to myself, what a wonderful, wonderful world. Yeah, show me some of that wonderful, baby. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, hey, how do you do, man? They're really saying, darling, I love you. I've seen babies cry, I've watched them grow, and they'll learn much more than you'll and I ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful world. There you go. That's Louis Armstrong recorded that, and a lot of people have. Angela called me amazing. I'll take that compliment. Thank you, Angela. And nice to see you. So that's a wonderful world, and I agree it's lovely. Gabriella says I need a female voice there. Yeah, but then I'd have to be quarantined with her, and I'm autonomously at peace. Living with Dave, I am living with Bob the dog, he's always, I don't know if you could see him, he's there on the chair in the living room. Yeah, I mean, I need female dancers here as well. I also need a bar, martini servers. There's a lot of things, different lighting, I can think of cigars, that would all be good. That would all be good. Thank you, Maria. Glad you liked that song. That goes out to Lisa, that song, Lisa Cola, who is a farmer now in Brighton County. She bought a farm. Yes, she did. Christine, yeah, it could be awkward. Gabriella, then I'd have to be quarantined with all of these, the bartenders, the dancing girls, the backup vocalists. You can't do, the problem, I don't know, the problem with performing with people simultaneously online streaming is the latency issue. So when you ever see these recordings of bands playing together, they pre-record it and they basically play against a click track, and then they assemble all the video footage into what you see. So that's how they do it. My Sailboat is the happy place, unless the barn from Lisa. Barns are happy places. Thank you, Marina. So next song, moving right along here. Let's go to the next song. I think Stephanie Wright might have left the building. I'm not sure. I don't think the female would mind. Eventually someone would get sick of me. Trust me, Kate. I'm never a follower, Gabriella. I follow my own inner voice, and I always have, which has led to good things and bad things, right? But such is the path of life. So let's see. I'm trying to find a song that I haven't really played, and that I haven't played. Of course, I didn't keep my glasses here. When is Martini Night? Says Peter Hellborn. Peter, I don't know. You guys organize it. Organize a Martini Night on the Dave's Virtual Piano Bar group, and then I'll play all jazz standards. We'll do all the Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin tunes, and we'll call it a Martini Night. Oh yeah, This Masquerade. That's a really good song. I'll give you the instrumental version of that. It's George Benson. So that's George Benson, and that song is called This Masquerade. Reagan Ritchie, nice to see you. You once served me a drink in a bar that you were working at, so nice to see you back here in Dave's virtual piano bar. So there we go. There's the page connection, fabulous. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you got the page. Lisa wants to sell me the couch that I gave her. Sure, Lisa. Lisa, where'd you put that couch? In the barn? I'm curious. Cheers, Reagan. Hope you and your daughter are well. And I can do Wrapped Around Your Finger, Tashana. It's a good song. So what did you ask for, Claudine? Please what? Please what? Olivier en Rose? I can play that song. So I have to scroll up to see. You're welcome, Susan. Claudine, I already played Lean on Me. It's the first song I opened up with. And, we've got a short span of time, so I never repeat songs, But I'll play it tomorrow. If you come back tomorrow at 8, tomorrow Easter Sunday. So I'm dying to know. A little bit of drama tonight, so I'm dying to know if somebody unfriended me on Facebook. Let's see. Just for shits and giggles. Let's take a look here. Curiosity has the better of me. If I can spell. Oh, good. We're still friends. Good for her. All right. So, getting back to the program, Wrapped Around Your Finger. Let's play that. I guess that was, he was Sting, the Police. He was Police, I think. Police came out with that tune. And then, of course, Sting went off on his own and created amazing music. And I always say I was really respected when he got Kenny Kirkland in the band. You pressure washed it? Well, I would have thought that would have destroyed the couch, Lisa, but I guess that couch sat in the Spoke Club. So I went to the Spoke Club auction. I don't know, we used to frequent the Spoke Club on King West. I know I should never go to auctions because I love auctions and I get really excited at them. And so I needed some new plates for my kitchen because, I Airbnb the house and, I call it the cost of doing business. Things break. Glad you like the music, Kimberly, and nice to have you aboard. So I thought I was just buying a few plates, and when I came to pick up the plates, it was a table of like 400 plates, and I was like, oh my God. So I borrowed Lisa's truck, and then I ended up buying all this other stuff that I didn't need because it was so cheap, like that 10-foot, 8-foot couch. I don't know how big it is. My fake Chopin, I could play some fake Chopin. I've been actually practicing my Chopin. I could play Let It Be, sure. Hi, Zell, nice to see you. And glad to have you aboard here. So I'm going to play this song. So I ended up selling most of the plates. I broke even. A Jamaican restaurant in Niagara Falls bought the other 300 plates, and I kept about 100. And I have beautiful plates now. They're all different shapes. Like I have pear-shaped plates. I got these gorgeous deep bowls, all kinds of stuff. So my guests can just destroy them at liberty because I created sets of 12. So what key am I going to do this? I'm going to try this in a different key. Well, thanks, Robert. Nice to see you. Trevor, nice to see you on board. Nellie. Hi, David. This is the first time I'm hearing you play. You look great. Thank you. Yeah, I do well in a pandemic. Thanks, Laura. Andrea, nice to see you. Hope you had a good dinner.
You consider me the young apprentice, caught between the silhouette and carbines, hypnotized by you if I should linger, staring at the ring around your finger. And I've only come here seeking knowledge, and I have only teach me of in college, and I can see the destiny you've sold turn into a shiny band of gold. I have only come here seeking knowledge, things they would not teach me of in college. And I'll be wrapped around your finger, and I'll be wrapped around your finger. Mephistopheles is not your name, but I know what you're up to just the same. Your tuition, you will see it come to your fruition. I'll be wrapped around your finger, I'll be wrapped around your finger, I'll be wrapped around your finger. Devil and the deep blue sea behind me, vanish in the air, you'll never find me. And I will turn your face to alabaster, then you'll you'll see your servant is your master. And I'll be wrapped around your finger. And I'll be wrapped around your finger. Wrapped around your finger. That is by Sting, of course, or the Police. I never know whether to call it Sting, the Police. Thank you so much, Gabriel. I'm glad you like that. So, yeah, I always, it's funny how songs evolve for me because I keep changing how I'm approaching them. And so thank you, Andrea. So that as the song comes more into my skin, then I start hearing different ways of approaching it. And of course that is in a minor key, and Sting writes amazing words. And so it just, it's just a pattern of chords that keeps descending, right? So it's... that was not my first time playing it. No, I've played it several times, Kate. However, it's the first time I played it like that. I seem to play everything differently every time. So I never really stick to one particular arrangement. I'm always trying to find out what's a cool, and what's really, I love playing what's called pedal tones. So if you know, thank you, Reagan, I'm glad you like that. So, and Camilla, nice to see you. So you just play on one chord in the bass, and you can, you're playing the same note on the bass, right? And then, but you're playing the three chords over top of that. They're pedal tones, right? Pedal chords. So A minor, G, and F. So that's what's cool about those songs, that works for. So you can do the same with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, right? So you're playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, just stay on C. So I'll play this song. I'll have to find the words for it. So I'll keep the music going. We'll just look for it while I'm playing. Somewhere. Oh, there it is. You're welcome, Claudine. I'm happy to make everybody happy, and making everybody happy makes me happy. So it's we have a beautiful symbiotic relationship. the rainbow, way up high. There's a land that I heard of, once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow sky, and all blue. Dreams that you dare to dream, they really do all come true. Someday I wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away behind the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Birds fly, birds fly over the rainbow, and why, oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where lemon drops melt away across the chimney tops. That's where you where you will find me. Oh, why? Oh, why can't I?
Somewhere over the rainbow. So Gabriella asked for Fly Me to the Moon. I can do that. My grandma Dorothy's fave. Oh yes, I'm glad your grandmother liked that song. That's such a, listen to Eva Cassidy sing that song, and you'll be blown away.
She died at a young age, 33. She was actually a landscaper and a reluctant musician. She loved being outside. So thank you, Christine. And she had a friend. She lived in Seattle, and her friend was a musician, really good musician. And he would go. He would hustle her into the studio. He had like a home studio, and just get her to sing. I don't even think she knew she was being recorded half the time. And I think that album that she came out with, I don't know how many albums, but there's one in particular came out posthumously. She died of cancer, leukemia, actually, quite sadly. This is somebody that's just so incredibly full of life. And I'll put it in the comments after, but I really, every song she sings is just, you know, when you try to pay attention to the words when you sing these songs and to give them meaning, right? And she really sets the bar for that. And her voice is just incredible. I love listening to her. So she recorded this song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, so check that out. Because we're all looking for new stuff to listen to during this time, right? New movies to watch. So if you want, I'll post that. I'll actually post in the Facebook group favorite albums that I like, because it's fun to share stuff. To listen to. I know that's my mom's favorite song, so hopefully she was listening. My dad likes it too, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I saw him earlier on the comment thread. So the only way I know anybody's on here is if they make comments. I think some people watch, and I don't know they're watching. They say, "Oh, I loved your show last night." And I think, thanks. But so I'm just scrolling up here. I didn't see the movie Judy, Kate. I didn't know there was a movie. I'll check it out though. Let's see. Oh, thanks. Thanks. I'm glad you like my voice. That's Leela. Leela, you look like a real estate agent in that pose, and I cannot tell. Oh yeah, Songbird by Eva Cassidy. That's what Jeanette just wrote. That's also incredible. Okay. Songbird. Oh, it's called Song. Jeanette. Jeanette, can you post that album in the group or a link to it? Yeah, I could tell you were a real estate agent because you've got the 3/4 pose. Let me see if I could do it to the camera where you're kind of looking away. No, just like this. Yeah. Looking away. Okay, Leela, I'm challenging you to come up with a non-real estate profile picture. Come on, you can do it, girl. And so let's see. I'm going to do "Fly Me to the Moon." Your friend Nellie added me on Facebook. Does Nellie want the sofa? Could be. It's a piece of Spoke Club history we got there. I left it with our boat club, and you know, what can I say? There's a few impractical individuals at our boat club that didn't want the couch in the boat club because they were worried that somebody was going to sleep on it. So they actually hucked it out of the boat club. You know, the couch worth $1,000 that you could have had 8 people. Like, it's huge. So I was at the boat club with Lisa the other day and practicing social distancing. Hi, Dayon, nice to see you. And Lisa said, "Hey, I'll take the couch." So we threw it on the back of her truck. And she now has it at her farm. I mean, can you imagine the couch that was at the Spoke Club is now in a barn in Brighton? I think that's hilarious. So if you're looking to relive the Spoke Club days, you can have some cocktails in Lisa's barn and sit on the couch, which I will be doing at some point. It's a beautiful barn. So "Fly Me to the Moon." Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, I'll be true. In other words, darling, kiss me. Why don't you fill my heart with song? Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and I adore. In other words, and I'll be true, yes, babe. In other words, I love you. Fly me to the moon, let me sing among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Why don't you fill my heart with song? Let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and I adore. In other words, darling, I love you. Let's go to the moon. Classic, made a classic by Frank Sinatra, although many artists can... I didn't know you sing, Gabrielle. I would like to hear you sing. Many artists have recorded that piece, and if you want to... thank you, Marina. If you want to hear that, a great recording of Frank Sinatra doing that, my favorite album, one of my favorite albums, Sinatra Live at the Sands, and recorded in 1963 with the Count Basie Band. Oh, thank you, Gabrielle. Count Basie Band and Quincy Jones orchestrated that, wrote the arrangements. And it is the best quintessential bass line of big band with Sinatra. Count Basie and Sinatra performed a lot together. And what's really interesting about all of that is that before Sinatra came along, the stars in the big bands were the soloists, like Benny Goodman. I think he was a clarinet player. So all these, it was the soloist that was the star, not the vocalist. And so a lot of musicians kind of, I think there was a bit of animosity or maybe slight bitterness towards, Sinatra treated his artists really well. However, he kind of became the focal point of the show and not the band. So I find that history really interesting, and how it all came together. Of course, the Depression wiped out all those big bands. So if you go to the Fairmont Hotel and you're in the I can't remember what the ballroom is called there, but that is a classic presentation of a ballroom where bands used to play all the time there, and people would show up and dance, right? So you had the Count Basie Orchestra, Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, all of those bands. And when the Depression hit, and then nobody could afford to hire, an orchestra with 30 musicians. So that's when the trios and quartets, and they started making them smaller, and that's when bebop started, right? That's that whole in the 50s with Miles Davis and Charlie Parker, of course, and being one of the great masters of that. He's the kingpin. I don't know, the cornerstone. I think one of the cornerstones of bebop. So now when jazz musicians learn how to play jazz, you're basically learning bebop. It's hard. I mean, I've been, you transcribe solos and all of that stuff. I don't consider myself a jazz player, knowing the jazz players that are out there. Brad Meldau would be, like here in Toronto, we have Robbie Botosh, who is absolutely incredible. He's a well-known global jazz phenomena. Oh yeah, you asked me for Body and Soul. I have to look up the music for that because, Andrea, I don't know if I can remember it. So let me see if I have it in a fake book. Got a lot of books on the floor here, so hang tight. If I can pull it up in a book, yeah, Dion, I'll do an original. Thank you for asking me for one. Oh, here it is, Body and Soul. Look at that, you lucky girl. So I have to make a little. I have to do a little. Let's see if I can do. I'm not going to be able to read it flat like that. So bear with me while I do a little messing around so I can get this. I got the laptop on the piano, which makes it a little awkward. I guess I need a smaller laptop. Okay, here we go. So just as a reminder, while we're taking this pause, to don't forget Dave's tip jar. We're helping the Covenant House. It's pinned to the top of the comments. You'll see it. Covenant House, of course, for Youth of Toronto, well-known institution that helps kids, give them a place to sleep, feed them, and help them get back on their feet. A lot of homeless kids, of course, and so it's really awesome. So the other thing I think I need is my glasses. Hang on. Now, the girl who I've heard sing this absolutely amazing, I could do your song by Elton John, is that girl from England. I can't remember her name. She died, of course, of a drug overdose. She's on the Tony Bennett Duets album. And wow, she just killed this song. She's just so good. I'm just going to give you the instrumental first because I can't remember how to play this. It's been a while. conceive it that you turn away from romance? Are you pretending it looks like the ending? Yes, I have one more chance to prove, dear. My life's a wreck you're making. You know I'm yours, just the taking. I'd gladly surrender myself to you, body and soul. Body and Soul. That is such a beautiful piece. Johnny Green wrote the music for that. Lyrics by multiple individuals. Edward Heyman, Robert Sout, and Frank Eaton. I don't know what year that came out. It's not written. You're welcome, Andrea. Ella, nice to see you here. Just hibiscus tea. You're drinking hibiscus tea, Andrea. That's good. Somebody asked for an Elton John song. I could do an Elton John song. Yeah, I should learn that song more. Like, I'm trying to think of the girl that sang it with Tony Bennett. So Tony Bennett came out with his son. Actually produced these albums with. And brought in all these other artists to play with his dad to sing, and it really took off, and it put his dad back on the map. And I'm trying to remember the name of the girl that sang with him, and she just, Amy Winehouse, that's right, Andrea, and she just really knocks it out of the park. Like, her voice is just so, had so much depth and soul to it. It's just chilling. We need more upbeat, says more upbeat. We could do upbeat. You know, like I said, yin and yang, man. Can you make us a COVID song, improvise? I hear so many COVID songs. I'm kind of getting sick of COVID. I'm sure you're all getting sick of COVID and you don't want to hear about it. I'd like to be COVID-less, COVID-free, not talk about COVID. This is a COVID-free environment. It's an asymptomatic virtual piano bar. I think asymptomatic means actually you're carrying it, so I shouldn't say it's asymptomatic. You just don't have. Issue Joe Jackson song. Think of that. Let's do Your Song by Joe Jackson. I don't know if it's upbeat, but it's a good song. Where is it? Damn it, that's the wrong button. I hate when that happens. Here we go. Have you guys seen the movie Rocket Man by, I don't know who's it by? Patricia the Stripper. That's a good song, actually. I should learn that song. I used to play it. I can't remember how that goes. That's a really good song. Somebody's Baby. Don't know that one, Kate. So let's do this. Let's play Elton John. So watch Rocket Man if you haven't seen it. It's awesome. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, and boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one for you. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind what I put down in words. How wonderful life is, you're in the world. Out on the roof, kicked off the moss. Well, a few of the verses, well, they got me quite cross. Anyways, the sun's been quite kind. People like you is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind what I put down in words. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. Elton John, your song, classic pop tune that I always enjoy playing. I mean, I started playing these songs really young, and listening to them on the radio and learning them. So they've been with me for like 40 years, more. Hi, Natasha. Nice to see you, and thanks for joining us. I see some new names here tonight. So we're here every evening. I've been playing consecutively every night, 2 hours. It's my challenge to myself to pull this off. And it started organically on a Thursday night, March 20th, actually, I started it. And because I've always wanted to do a virtual piano bar. I thought, wouldn't that be cool? So there's some technical hurdles to overcome. The first night, in the first actually few nights, there was a lot of hiccuping in the audio, stuttering. And then I started using a program called Ecamm. If you want to know more about it, I can fill you in on that. So then I'm using an external Logitech camera and also an outboard sound mixer so I can mic. I got 3 mics in the piano to give it a nice beefy, chunky sound, which I like a full-bodied red, shall we say. And then I've got my vocal mic. So that's 4 channels running in, and then processing all of that. Oh yeah, an original. I was going to do an original song. So that's what we were talking about. So that's how I've got the sound happening. Now I just was reading today about this other thing called some other third-party software that you can use plugins on. So I'm going to mess around with that tomorrow. So, and that's what I love, is that this just, now every night I connect with the community, it adds structure to my day, And I mean, how cool is that? I get to connect with everybody I know and meet new people, and you know, and working as a real estate agent, you know, it's a great way to connect and raise money for a charity as well. So we raised over $600 originally for the Able Sail Toronto, and now we're helping Covenant House raise money as well. So Friday, March 20th was your mom's birthday. So yeah, I started this on your mom's birthday, Andrew, in honor of your mom. So yeah, so now we've got close to 500 people. We started also the Facebook group called Dave's Virtual Piano Bar, or as Jeanette likes to say, DVPB is the acronym. So I'm delighted. So I really want to grow. Hi, Annette, nice to see you. And so, you know, you guys just make dinner, put it on your sound system, relax, and, you know, occasionally type in a request, and that's what's really awesome. And you know, it's helping me. I'm also my fingers are getting back in shape, my voice, so nothing wrong with that. So an original. Let's see. Okay, I'll play this one. I always like this one. I don't know if I played this one last night. I can't remember. I can never remember what I did. Oh yes, and I'm saving all of these videos. I'm dumping them onto a YouTube channel I created, and you're welcome, Andrew. And then I'm also saving them on my Facebook page, so you can see them there. So here's an original that I wrote several years ago. I do like the piano instrumental stuff, creating that stuff. This is one of them. So that's a song I wrote a couple years ago, and I haven't named it yet because I don't know what to call a lot of these, and yeah. So and I always kind of change them when I play them. And I'm always kind of searching for other directions when you get inside of it. So what? Thank you, Kate. So where these things come from? Something will just pop in my head. Like I remember that moment when this popped into my head. It was just like just that pattern. I thought, God damn, that's a really fucking cool pattern. And then I thought, what can I do with that? So and then a melody came from it, like in the bass, like. This thing here, you know. Take the melody out. That's the melody. You know, so then you just run it through variations. The one thing that song is missing, I always like how Hans Zimmer describes things. Well, he's not the first one to call it this. Question and answer in music. You pose a question and you pose an answer. So I think that whole song is a question, and I still have to find the answer, and I have to figure out what the answer is. You know, I have this part in the top. That's kind of an answer, but I don't know. That's why I'm still. I feel like it hasn't settled yet. Anyways, so. That's what I was. We have the time now, so I thought that's why. You know, I've never had this situation where I've got a captive audience. So this, you know, I thought it'd be interesting to tell you where these things, because people always ask, how did you come up with that? So I thought maybe this explanation gives some insight into how I approach. Hey, Talia, nice to see you. Another fantastic agent from our office. Delighted to see you here. How are you? And so that's, I should say, Kali Nechta. I believe you're Greek. So, called The Beginning. Gabriella, that's okay. They come from within, expressing your experience. Okay, so, you know, excuse me. Just don't worry, I'm COVID-free. Delighted to see you, Talia. So where a lot of, you know, I always, what blows my mind is how quickly the 2 hours go that I play. So the first night I did this, I actually played for 3 hours. I didn't even take a pee break. And as you'll notice, I never take a pee break. I have a very healthy bladder. And tonight, the 2 hours, I've looked at the time, it's already up. So I always end our evening playing the beautiful song from Charlie Chaplin. Oh, thank you, Talia. And I leave you with this song because it's prophetic, right? And you need positive words to help get you through this time when the world has taken on a different dynamic state. So let me look for it. And I hope, you know, we always say, you know, we have these things at our office, they call them bold laws, so Talia's kind of know what I'm talking about. One of them, hey, Shani. Yeah, no pee breaks. That's going to be, oh yeah, have you seen Dave's show? No pee breaks. So one of the things that I always like, the expressions, they call it the bold laws, change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. So that's a great perspective to apply to what's happening in the world right now. So I know a lot of people are suffering from anxiety and, you know, because when routine changes, everybody likes routine, then you're here for the last song, Shani. That's when, you know, people get, you know, changes in routine, I appreciate, causes anxiety. However, changes in routine are good because it forces you to shift your perspective on things, and then you get to dig into some really cool things, like, and ask some questions and reflect. So, as I've said in the past, what did you say? What is happening? What happened with me? Mornings of Amour song. Gabriella, what happened with Marriage d'Amour song? I don't know that song. Marriage d'Amour. What is that song? I'll look it up. I'll play it for you tomorrow night, Gabriella. I promise. Yeah, and I do apologize. Sometimes I forget the some of the requests, or forget, or they fly by. So I always encourage everybody to take this time to use it as an opportunity to discover something new, to pursue a passion that you've never had. Oh, Chopin. Okay, I'll do Chopin, and then I'm playing Smile, but I like to do Chopin last, because then you'll forget all the mistakes that I might make. And I've been practicing this one because it's not easy. It's not easy being me, but I'll play it and see what happens, right? You said it is not Chopin. You're confusing me. What's Chopin? I'll play this one. I don't know if I'll make it through it. We'll see. There you go. I banged through that. I won't even tell you how many mistakes I made. Lots. But the trick is you keep going. My problem is I flinch when I make a mistake. If you see me flinch, I screwed up. That thing that fell off the piano while I was playing was my phone. That's what freaked me out. But I kept going. So actually, in all honesty, I play that really badly. I mean, if you listen to a pro do that, like, the only reason I like playing it is it's really good for technique. Like, there's so much left hand movement in there that it's like going to the gym and pumping weights. Like, it gives your hands flexibility and strength, which is why I like playing it. I like playing all the Chopin stuff, but I would never call myself a classical piano player. I just call myself a piano player. So, and I have some favorite Chopin pieces I love playing. Like the first one, the Etude, they're called studies, right? Etude in French means study. He's got a whole book. So he said, instead of practicing scales, I'm going to make some really nice music, and if you play this music, you'll get good technique. So that's what I think is great about it. I mean, you think about it. So the first one, page 1, it's just ridiculously hard because it's all tense. So I'll show you. It's like. Like, that's the C major one, which is really insane because you're rolling tense, like this. So I'm just thinking, what a mind to come up with that stuff. So we're down to our last song here. Oh, thank you, Christine. And thank you so much for everybody that joined me this evening. I hope you're stuck at home, literally, quite literally, quarantined with your family for Easter. And, you've painted all of the eggs in the house that you've stockpiled on. And then you can throw them at each other afterwards as a kind of a release of tension. And so that, thanks, Maria. Yeah, playing Chopin's better than scales. So I want to thank you for joining me. And I hope you have a beautiful holiday weekend and that you're pursuing your passions and sharing them with the universe to help us get through this. And yeah, I actually, I'm defrosting a rack of lamb. So me and Bob the dog are going to have this massive rack of lamb tomorrow. Going to put it in the oven. Got that all planned. And please share this experience. I post them every morning because I'd like to build the audience. It'd be kind of nice. Thank you, Talia. Smile though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through. Light up your face with the gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? I don't want you to cry. You'll still feel that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. There's a lot of things to smile about. Screw that pandemic, COVID. Yeah, there's sunshine that comes out every morning. The wind still blows. Now seeing the buds on the trees. Little birds learning how to fly and start their life. Nature's taking a break, it's getting this respite. Pollution has gone down. Yeah, some pretty cool things happening out there. And everybody's at home getting to know their family a little more. I mean, a lot more. Yeah. And also, you have time to figure yourself out and how you're going to contribute to the world. and make this place better for everybody around here. Because if you do that, you'll make yourself happy and everybody else. So follow your legacy, your passion, your inner voice. And don't forget to come back tomorrow for Dave's Virtual Piano Bar at 8 p.m. God bless. And thank you for joining me. And don't forget the virtual tip jar. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Again, thank you so much for joining me and making my world so fantastic.